How are you, internet? I'm here today to talk about a paper that was done some years ago, just last year. It was March 2024. The strain was 310417, the code for ICT. It is paper 3, spreadsheet and website authoring. In today's video, I'll try and tackle part of the website authoring, and if possible also spreadsheet, but if I'm unable to finish both, I'll create another video for it. So the most important part that I want to start with is the HTML. I'll skip this one for now. I'll go to the CSS. So the CSS is the one that is here. So they're telling me open the style sheet m24sbs.css in an editor. So an editor, I'm going to be using Microsoft Expression Web. So I'll launch it, I'll look for it. So there it is, Expression Web. It has opened. By default it has given me the HTML page. So I'll go to file, then I go to open, then I locate my desktop. I gave it 31. The confidential files that I'm going to use is the one they have given me. Let me confirm again. SBS, it's this one here. Then I click on open. So this is what I have in that file. So what they require is what I'll do. Add a CSS to this style sheet so that your name, center number and candidate number are set as a comment at the start of the style sheet. So I need to put my details as a comment to start. So what I need to do, I need to come and press just before 1, I press enter so that 1 is left blank. To put a comment, start with the /, the asterisk, and then I'll put my name, Dennis Bay. I put an underscore, the center number, and then the index number that I'll be using. And then to close it, I start with the asterisk now, and then the /. So that's how you put a comment. If the screen is too small, I need to just go to page editor, tools, page editor, and then default font. Instead of this, I can increase it a bit so that I can see clearly what I'm doing. So this one looks okay. So it is the /, asterisk, the name, the center number, and the candidate number. So from there I can proceed on. So the next thing is that the table is center aligned within the browser window. How do you put a table to be center aligned within the browser window? So when I'm here, I'll go to new style. I can use this manage new style, or I can go to format and then new style. So after clicking that on the selector here, I'll type their table because you're talking about table, but it should be in small letters, so I have to check my capitals. Table, and then I go to a place called box. So under box there's what we call the margins. So I remove the margins, and then the right alignment I give it auto, and the left I give it auto. So by doing that, the table will be center aligned. So I'll click on apply and then okay. So that one I've put the table to be center aligned. All table elements must have a space between the border set to 10. So space between the border set to 10, all the table. So they are still referring to the table. So I'll click on this table and modify it, modify style, and then I go to table, and then table spacing, they have said the spacing to be between what? Let me see again. To be set to 10 pixels. So here I have to choose pixel, px. So it's already pixel. So table spacing, that is under table, and then I click on apply. Okay. So the border spacing 10 pixels, the right margin is auto, and the left is auto to center it. Moving on. All table cells have a padding set to 20 pixels. All table cells have a padding set to 20 pixels. So still I'll modify my table, and then I go to box where the padding is. So they said it should have 20 pixels, so I'll give it here 20 pixels. So all of them will have 20 pixels. So far I've put all the conditions. The padding is 20 pixels for the table. Moving on to the next, style heading 1 and heading 2 use the font Copper Black. The font Impact if Copper Black is not available. Browser default serif font if neither of these fonts are available. So they're talking about heading 1 and heading 2. So that one means I have to go to new style, and then I specify there heading 1, comma, and heading 2. So heading 1 and heading 2. So there was under the font family here, they're talking about Copper. If I cannot get it right, I can come here and take Copper Black, this one here. I just need to copy it nicely. So copy it, come here, and then I paste it. Did I even copy it nicely? Really? So once it's there, Control C. When I come here, Control V, then I put a comma. If that is not there, they were saying I use what? Impact. So Control C, and then one after the comma, Control V. And if that is not there, they were saying I use serif. Serif, which means decorated font like Times New Roman. So what else are they talking about? And then they're saying style heading 1 and heading 2 are center line. So what I need to do here, I'll go to block, and then text alignment here, I choose center. So under font, I've given it the font family. And then for alignment, I've gone to block, and text alignment, I've said center. What else are they talking about heading 1s? The heading 1 and heading 2 have a font color with an hexadecimal blue component of 99 and no red or green component. So here we talk about the RGB. So we talk about the RGB format. So they have told us the component for blue, which is the last component, is 99. For green is nothing, and red is nothing. So RGB, so R nothing, color, no color, green no color, but blue should be 99. So how do you put color? So when you come here, you go to font, and then the last option there. So the last option, you start with the hashtag. You start with the hashtag, shift and the hashtag, and then because the R, they never gave us any color, the green, they never gave us any color, but the blue, they gave us 99. So I get blue. Then I click on should I click on apply, or that's it? So up to there, and then now I'll come here and click on apply. Okay, so that's how the family font, that is it, the text alignment and the hexadecimal for the color. Now I'm on the last bit of it. Heading 1 should have 18 points high, and heading 2 should have 14 points high. So once I come here, now I have to prepare for heading 1 separately. So I'll wrap that. I say heading 1. So under heading 1, the size, they said it should be 18. So it should be 18, 1-8. And are they in points or what? Points, yeah, they're in points. So I have to change here to PT, and then I click on apply. Okay, for the other one, heading 2, the size to be 14 point, apply, and then okay. So those are the font size. So what else is there? So I've make sure your style sheet does not contain HTML or scripting language and is as efficient as possible. Save the style sheet, and then save the style sheet in your that folder, and in the format of this, followed by, so this one here, this is the name that we should save it. So I'll copy this, followed by a center number and candidate number. So when I'm saving it, I'll have to go to File, Save As. Then I can save it in the folder where I want. The name should be, let me see, paste, that is the name. Then the center number KE048, and then underscore, and then 011, and then I save it. So I've saved it there they wanted. So by doing that, I've done the CSS part. So the CSS part was that take a screenshot and place this in evidence document, attach this style sheet to your web page. That was giving somebody 16 pages. So the most important thing is to know how to play around with this kind of things. Now the next thing, I'll be able to do another video whereby I'll do the HTML, where the HTML will have things like video and everything. That will be another. I'm interested in Excel because I've realized Excel can be a big challenge. You're going to create a spreadsheet to calculate the cost of Serengeti balloon safaris of collecting guests from their launch or camp and taking them to the place where the balloon will launch. The company uses a number of fixed launch sites. The site will change each day depending on the wind direction. So the launch, where they launch it, keeps on changing depending on the wind direction. So all currency must be in Tanzania shillings with 2 decimal places and a symbol of TZS, for example, like this, Tanzania shillings. So I'm told to open this file and this file. So these two files are crucial. I need to open them. So I'll come and look for the, it's not this one. So where is this? So the first file under here is this one. This is the first file, and the second file is distance. So have I opened, okay, this one here. So once you open Excel, the first thing you need to do is to expand and see everything. You click on top of one here and double tap there so that you can see everything can now be visible. I can see the camp code is here, the camp name is here, the launch sites. Launch sites are paraded horizontally. The camp code are paraded vertically. So this gives me a clue that this horizontally is the H lookup and vertically is the V lookup. So if I go to the other file, I'll click on top of one and double tap to open everything. So there it is. So the first launch site is E. We have been given launch site E, and then the camp code is 17. So let me check with the other file, E and 17. So E and 17. So 17 is here, which is the Mara Ngai camp. So if I come to here, so the distance will be 27.8 all the time. I don't know, I'll be able to know. So but E17 gives me Mara Ngai camp. So the first task is save the file as with the name calculate, followed by your center number and candidate number. You save it as calculate. So this is the name that you need to save it as. So I'll take this one and then I come here, then I save it, file, save as, but I want to save it inside here, and then I give it the name they had requested, and then KE048 underscore 011, and then I change this one to the format I'm using Excel, then I save it. I've saved it. So the first question, format the spreadsheet to look like this. So Serengeti, this part should be merged up to C. It should be 18 point black font on a blue background. So when I come here, I take it up to C, and then I merge. I make it size 18. It is black, but the background should be light blue, something like that. I don't know if it was bold. It was not bold. And then the launch site and the lodge should be right aligned, and this B should be expanded a bit. So I'm just trying to, this B should be expanded a bit like that, and then these two to be taken to the right, these ones here to be center line, and then they should be, let me see, they should be given a border, outside border. So outside border, is there inside border on the equation? Yeah, there is inside border. So that means that now also here I give it what is called the inside border. Where is inside border? Inside border, I'll say all borders around like that. And then what else should I check? There is these ones also. The driving time, the launch time should be right aligned, and then I give it miles like that. So let us try and make sure. So all of this should be right aligned like this. I give it all borders. This area here, all borders. Driving cost also should be right aligned, if I'm not wrong, and then I give it all borders. Is all borders applicable to this place? Let me check. So do I have something like this? Let me try and make it so that I can be able to see. Yeah, it looks okay. From my observation, it looks okay. I've done everything as per. So that alone, by doing that alone, I get 5 points. As simple as it is. Enter your name and center number and candidate number, right align in the header. So they want right align in the header. So I'll go to File, Print, Page Setup, Header, Custom Header, right align. I type my details, Dennis Bay, KE 048 and then 011. So those are the details. I don't know why I typed it in small letters. Is there a way I can change it into all caps? I don't have the option of changing it all caps, but it's okay. My details are there, so I'll click OK. So they are right aligned. Then I can go back. So I've put the details they wanted. Enter your name. They've done that one mark. Place a formula. Now they're talking about formulas now. Place a formula in cell B6 to look up for the name of the launch. To look up for the name of the launch or camp using the camp code. So I have to use the camp code and the external file array. So I need to, when I come here, I'm talking about B6. So this is the B6. Where is B6? B6. Was B6 having where is B6? Yeah, B6 is here. It is having a border, and mine doesn't have a border. So what I'll do, I need to give it a border. So I'll come and give it a border. So this B6. So I should use the camp code. The camp code is 14. So that I use it to get the camp name from the external file. So I'll use fx here and then use VLOOKUP, click OK. So the lookup value is the camp code, which is cell B4. The camp code is 17. And then, and this one here, it's good practice, you make it an absolute cell reference, FN and F4. Although I'll not copy it down. The table array, I'll get it from the other cell. So I'll come here and select all of this. Yeah, this is the table array. The column index is going to be the camp name because I'm looking for the camp name. So this is going to be the camp name, column 2. So this is column 1. The column 1 is the camp code, and the camp code I've used it for the lookup value, so 17. So it should return Mara and Ngai camp. So that is from column 2. So I'll put here 2, and I want an exact match. An exact match, I'll put 0 there. I can see Mara and Ngai camp is already appearing. So I need to double click here just to expand it. So this is what even if I change this on to 20, I'll get Mara or Larry launch. So I need to check if 20 will give me 20. Mara is giving me Mara or Larry launch, and 17 was giving me Mara and Ngai camp. So the formula is working. So I just need to take it back to 17. So there it is. Next procedure. That is how many marks? 5 marks. A lot of marks. Place a formula in cell B4, not B4, B7, to look up the distance in miles from the launch or camp using the launch site and the external file .csv for the array. So I'm going to use the launch site now. That is B7. So if I come here, I'll go to B7. The launch site is this one here. So I'll use fx. This one, the launch site on the other side, it was paraded horizontally. So I'll use h lookup now, horizontal lookup, and then I click on OK. So the lookup value that I'm going to use is going to be the launch site, not the camp code now. Launch site is this one. And then the table array that I'm interested now to check, if I come here, it's from here, the all of this going down. But my question is now, I've selected from here and these ones here. These two are not having impact. They are having a lot of impact on my data here. So if I'm looking for 17, E17, there I was looking, I should get 27.8. But the computer will count these two. It will not consider these two. So I need to factor in these 2 rows, so that when I start counting, it will start from row 1 here, row 2 like that going down, so that I can reach this one here. So there's something I'm going to do about that. So what I'm going to do here, the column index for the camp code, the row, I'm talking about the row index. So here I'll take where is B4? B4 is this one here. I'm interested to get this one here, 17. But from the counting I told you, I have to plus 2. I have to factor in the first 2 rows which are empty. So I'll come here and say plus 2, because those 2 rows must be factored in. And then I need an exact match, which is always 0. So if I click OK, I'm getting 27.8. Let me go back and explain what I meant. I selected from here, and if I want to go to 17, so if I'm counting, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 should be 37. So that is wrong. So I needed to add these 2 factors here, so that I reach the 17 which is down here. So 1, 2. That's why I'm supposed to get 27.8. And if you can see the formula here, it's giving me 27.8 because I factored in plus 2, so that it takes me to the place that I wanted. Now that is a very complicated question, but you have to understand that when you're checking the external file array, I had to select the launch site, that is 1 and 2. So these 2, I have to add it to the real data starting from 1 here. I hope you have understood that. Now the next question they are going to ask me, how many marks were those? 7 marks. Place a formula in cell B8 to calculate the time in minutes taken for the journey from the launch or camp to the launch site, where the vehicle travels at 20 miles per hour. And they have given us here time is equals to distance times 60 divided by speed. So I need to put this formula. They have helped me the formula to get 2 marks. So that is cell B8. Where is cell B8? I think this B8. So B8, I'll simply come and take this one here, I take the distance from the campsite, distance multiplied by 60 divided by the speed, and the speed was 20. So if I press enter, I get that. So it took 83.4 minutes. That is 1 hour and some minutes on top. 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 1 hour 23.4 whatever to reach there. So I'm left with this kind of question. Where is it now? Place a formula in cell B10 to calculate the cost for this journey. So I need to calculate the cost for this journey, and the cost is equals to driving time rounded to the nearest hour. So if I look at the formula I got 83 point something. So 83 point something rounded to the nearest hour, it cannot be 2 hours because it is rounded down. It will be 1 hour times 2,200 shillings, Tanzania shillings, plus the distance in miles times 800 shillings. Very, very nested formula for real. 3 marks. So that is cell B10. So I'll come here, I go to cell B10. So I start my formula. I'll start by typing the equal sign. I type here round because I need to round the time. Then open the bracket. Okay, after round, open the bracket. I take the B8, which is this one, the time taken, divide by 60, and then round it to the nearest comma, then round it to the nearest whatever there. Then I close the bracket. Now if I press enter to see what it will round it off to, there's a problem a bit. Did I say, is this 60? I round it to 60. It will give me 1 hour because 60 minutes is 1 hour. So I need to continue with my formula. So I need to open another bracket here. After opening the bracket, now I multiply it by the figure I was given of 2,200. Then I close the bracket. After closing the bracket, I add the B7. The B7 was the distance from the campsite. After doing that, I multiply it with the 800. What was it? Was it 800 800 shillings? So I multiply it by 800. So let's see what happens. I get that. But at the beginning of this Excel, they told me that I should have two decimals and TZS at the end. So I need to convert this figure that I have found here into Tanzania shillings with 2. So I'll go to currency, more currency, custom, and then I go to a place called, let me scroll up a bit. This one is used to customize currency. So when I come here, I'll put this one in quotes, what I'd copied there, Tanzania shillings, and then the 2 decimals will apply automatically. So there it is. So I've done that part, and that is how many marks? 3 marks. Apply appropriate formatting to cell B10, which I've done. Save the spreadsheet and make sure the spreadsheet is showing the formula. Make sure the printout is in landscape, row and column headings are displayed, the content. So what I need to do here, the other one, I need to come to formulas, show formulas, and these formulas should be well visible. I come to file, print, page setup. The orientation should be landscape, paper size should be A4. Under sheet here, I should have row and whatever showing like this. So this is what they wanted, so that the formula can be seen. Why is the campsite and this one not aligned? So I need to go and check. So these ones here, let me check how the question was. They're in the center. So also mine, I should center them. These two, they should go to home and center line. Center them. This camp 17 is not moving in the center. Reason, I don't know. Yeah, but this is how the formula is. There's VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and that. So that is how you're supposed to have approached this Excel. I'd promised that I'll do, but the video will be too long, so I'll create another video on the HTML so that this paper is completely done and settled. Thank you for listening. I hope my video will be soon and ready.